Okay, that's it. Yeah. So those of you visiting the class, our final projects are these storyboards, and we're supposed to put a story together for a series of images. We're going to do one of them. We'll take a break and do introductions, and then we'll go through the rest of them, and we'll just visit with each other and talk about language and language activities that could happen this summer to keep us going. So without a little bit loud.
Okay. Jerry, you found this out. It's seen a hit, I'm not a hit. See the pond.
Delta nach da ist the T.
It's not that fast.
Is it what? Ja, die.
You shake it.
Suwe douche.
That's what it is when you do. Captain IF.
Pa. Usu Kustin.
Okay.
Okay. I am, Kawu. Chief.
It's a tutu. Uti. Uti. It's good. It's good.
Okay,
Amy.
Danny. Julia, who she hit.
Oh. Okay. Sheesh, I guess. So, let's just start with you guys. Do introductions, and we'll jump over the side, meander away. After you two, we'll do online defining, and then we'll jump over. Done.
Here's Haku. How do you? Here's your hit on that. Maybe same time. How the east. Yes, I like you in the south. That one comes to. So I could hit or not. East, you walk it, south. Talks to. Two stuff you get and not to do. Sheesh.
Okay.
Kashash how you had yourself. Ready, right? Let kach enough sa. Do know good city. Studadi. Good cheese. Well, cheese.
Okay. Tutu,
Читую Хатусак, Slagoon Yusak, Inishwak.
Achwe,
Kakwe Uchet Gustav. بتنسى أي خط تمشي عن خطتي بيتفقون أي خط دوي
كيف شيش ينشكني
Yadashkune, you do a sock, like Kahina, Rich Anderson. It's cheesh. I gotta do. Yadashkune, you do a sock, like Kahina, Rich Anderson. You have to do a sock. Cheesh.
The carpenter who you put those off, they she can chicken yeti.
Kinetic you have to sock, Jake Kahina, Jason Olds, you have to sock.
Kuska you cut to a sock, equity con a cut. Hoods hit duck, leka yadi a cut. Kneek one Dutch con mustiche.
Cheese. Palestinian cut to a song. On ready. Right it. Keep one. Come on, Tanya. Just the tongue, the sun. Indeed.
Cool. Sorry.
كيف جوسا
تعطيني خط وساق كشف أكسايز أخ بيساي تي كان نخستي تي هيت أنا كيدي وساق كتاليتي شكوان دخ أسيس
أنا بيك بالصح شاطر دي خدنا
U2 يخد وساق لكا خينخ ناور يخد وساق هدي أوي شتوها خادتي شيش
Do a sock. Seems relevant.
I would have gone
How have you got?
يخد جوسا
Do a sock.
In Tanquasti, Fatuasa, Leka, Ayasat, Leka, Yagitsu.
Ich habe you spoon to a sock. Go about your like in a sock. Issue to a sock, Charles Robacher, Bay Area duck. You do a sock. Paul Robacher, it's Paul Gonzalez, Mexican Yeti, Portland duck.
Haga, you cut your sock.
Today I have inside.
Bishek kahade yukat dosak takari junodach. Kuntet yukatal gi tinach yuwa rushish yohan rushish.
خدشتك خدتي هدي أديشتك هديوان أخصائي أيقوني شكا خدي خدتي شقود دخوي وهان أقنا خود خيا أخصائي إجاقيا أخديكينا ساي أخطا دكا أيا لهايدبرغ دخوي أخ إيش خا يبق قاسامي ختين Ika guantan po aku away wasa ajawi ka guantan yedi khatsa akhlish ko has aya daktari awaya akhlish ko has sa way ni ajawi has su ko hen way ki chish ke khat
Each time every day you have to start Kabantani.
Just Kataka Aksaye Kasam Kabantan Kasiti Aktentan Yadi Khat Francis Demeter to Sak Akchla Rather Burn to Sak each Jewish.
You haven't yet?
Casting yuchet dosa. Tlingit like Haklina, Jill yuchet dosa. Chukanedig, City. Punakawuda. Leka yari ayachet. Upington Dutchkan. Sheesh, Saka Ivan, the Gadia, City.
Yeah, you cut this up. I got November to cut this up. We'll have to try and finish it.
Tony Sanchez, Uta, Tuasan,
Or just what?
Okay, I'll give it to us out. Louise Parker in Michigan. Spin lady, I got Yen Yedi, Yadi, Dutchman. Oh, one. That's it. Let's choose.
Als je nu de iedere keer zou, als je het klein, als je city, klein aan en die George, je zou kunnen like klein. Het nog saai, het picture daar. En de vroeg away gaan naar de ja, slecht, je zou het geen niet doen zou. Als je het saai city.
Right. We're good? Okay. Oh. Our guests, you guys want to just introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hi. I don't know the language, but my name's Mark. I work for the university, and I'm shooting video, you guys. I'm from Juneau. Thank you for having me in your class.
How does this work? You're supposed to say what information are you supposed to give?
You should give your name and where you're from. It's kind of whatever.
Mi nombre es Ryan Cortés, soy de Puerto Rico. Nací en Manhattan, Nueva York, y ahora estoy viviendo aquí en Juneau, Alaska.
Story time. Let's go first. We got 6 of these things. Now, which one are you guys? Yeah, maybe we'll cut the lights for a second. This one is your guys' right here? 1 second, let me switch this. The camera is going to be off for this part.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm just going to share the screen. I got it. Okay. Nice and left. Oh wait, do you guys have text on this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like.
Nice and left.
Suta yaketam.
Suta yak Susie. Puchwe. Katan ade kochwati. Fluffy chasach ak ashletini itinach chayati. Kwasiku Susie do GD GD clap clap what the time when Tamaya Fluffy kach litin kachech ekuptige akha gapi uke
Fluffy, yayaki hun dakahiri ade korkuk.
Kunshtish
Yidat petkoch ek chatyati. Wasa at Fluffy akhek. Kek sitige. Sak kukau. Wafiel dush Fluffy sati. Kut guka kukau. Kukau. Pushe gak sati. Sin kukau. Tam saka kat guka kasin kwau. Fluffy awake.
Datka zat ak yahu
Gwahye kek Fluffy satige.
Datka sachat uch yahu
Dush satige.
Sin yahuge
Pushe gach satige.
An lat Fluffy city we akate akwal ha
Ishan.
ha
Mucho way.
Okay. Hold on.
On the old Tlingit puppet show, wasn't it Susie and Johnny or something?
Yeah,
Eileen's got
and
Susie
Jimmy.
from that.
Jimmy, okay.
Oh, yeah.
No English.
Oh, I saw that German. Google Translate that to Nachriat. Head aus der Kuppe. Head aus. I'm just going to use this because just bear with it. Okay. Oh.
George. Hey, Usu George.
Let me do one thing real quick.
Okay.
Spelling thing. There. Okay. Cook.
Seguro Yagi George. Usu George.
Ta, pasa kupa, ha, hash.
Uta. Our Sheikh Yatsutat. Hosatin.
Kwakya nik, shakte kusaat, nik tujimu yu, turhatank.
Plague. George Hosatin Yatsutat. Uturuke.
Kwakya nakuch, kadahen, kwakshaya de heni katawek.
Plague. Shawat. Ye Yawaka. Ydewoke. Tujide Kakwada. Tujide Kwadatan.
Usuit George, wanach klef ku ich, ye wiki, tasak ich, klef kat wudu ich.
Akaklat Sewakak. Chukuk Akmu. Klech Hwaik Akana.
That person?
Oh.
What was it called? This one?
Nek aha. Tuntak koski kanishit kahadi. Tekasi ale kut ka ha ka fluk ale at has or at where fluik that. Bua kan sak sak ale tek fluik. I do, you hast with here, hast to be away. Kannst ach oi, der would fiat we could, das nicht denn to do zini.
Wait out, ye yamaka, atha, count the minutes, atha, cake, food.
Anta we tukje,
Asakan away, now Hagiwa. The cut unto sheep and up, sit in, wake up, the Dane cake, food.
aga we khatje.
There's a day who got a hey, Sata, Sata, Sagao, wait, a ship, who, Sata, Sagao, wait, a ship, who.
We aqua.
It's a chance to cut up hooks that moves, stay away.
This way. Elfasa? Oh, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna do this. I'll try this. Check.
Oh, fancy.
Oh, okay. That was all ready.
Yadush, Yaduyatsmi, Ashtanake. Plek Yati Awet Yakutsina. Auditon. Wasa Achdusa. Adusasa. Usakat. Atskani. Hirsch Ausetin. Ja, Jan nach Wash. Ja, Kutzin, ja, nach Wash. Kemis. Zu, ich, Smke, Kat, Kia, Ach, Chege, Du, Suku, A, Asa, Du, Suku, A, Asa, a Kauflitz, auch, Kussi, Materie. Ja, je, Shahadi, Tak, Zake, Yakutsi, Mutsikit, Chayuk, Yakut, Tsatsi, Ja, je, Awake, Ja, je, Yakaudenash, Kletsu, Asa, Kletsu, Kutsin, Ash, Yakaude, Dark. Chade ye Haknahu, Suye Yanaka, Ya ye Kaude Tam. Du Shah.
Suwe Tagu Juice Training. Udesayana Nankaput. Du Ayak Tina Yeti. Manakso we I Kayak Yaka Nuch Tletsu Yaye. How Dush Tang Pasatin. Ach iti dishi. Ach tu udik is faith kwasaku unaksa kat ugud. Faith kwasaku achsai. What existential crisis? Isiku katakwe. Isiku ye achsai. Kwasi kuwan katki ugud. Shukat we kaba yakyati. You eat Padishi Ayak Kafwanigin Akunak Yak A City Nuj Atu Wadak Awe Akuha Ide Padishi Tsu Agu Agak Agutsa Ide today Nagu you today Achtin how you must cheese do you must cheese South day Jan Kaput. Has Us Iti It. Jan Kaput. Hak. Cake. Klef Zu. Klap.
Okay. This side, that.
Renee, did you get mine?
Is it up here?
I can't see.
I think
I think it's called Wiki Chat. And it's not up there.
Yeah, junk folder, are they?
Oh.
Yeah, right?
Next slide.
Okay. Good. Uh-oh, hold on.
Uh-oh.
إني خاكس خانيجي شكهدي يك أوي بس جورج دوسو قش أو تاتين دو يستايلي قش نيجي شكهدي يا وقا
Diana Kha Yawa Wash Yawa Tat Gawa Wash
أسبوتا خاستين يا سوتات أقوى أخ جنق وخيخ موساق ها شبشقين شيك الدين شو سني
Yani Aka
like online pony yachid.
Badud Zadiki Ye Ye Yeti Wush Nanach Hasru Nani Wush Wait up.
Like that's hard. Akat shakadu der achjibu.
Khasatan Ad Dekat Dushi away.
That's what you gosh.
Yes, we put you in a dress.
I do say you can.
Kasanka Kateya Paskuwa Kukanidi Yadina Itu Wasakuha Ke Awasta Sa Mr. Sugar.
I think so.
That was the first draft.
Oh.
That con should be X underlined.
It's fine. So, you'll just put the things for me.
Okay.
And everybody just ignore the stuff.
This song, could you speak up a little?
Sure. Can we start from here? Hey, Stretching. Kasam Kakaya Ya Paskua. Ukhaedi Ate. Inam. We have another draft. Yadu Hinap. Itu wasaku khake awasku tak asa khute. Khan cheyah ke itu wasaku ke asku. Kande kayan kadat.
That's Gandhi. Our Sokhutsi Kuka Kaujigit Klaulikli Shan. Agana Theodok Musi Kik De Yik. Agana Yan Kaukusha Sibu Playu. Yasli Yuk.
Kasam Kashahut Hey. Kasam Kayachat Ayu Nehte.
Do anak would say tick play you. Kaya anak ye would zikit ya pinau. Oh, with his slack. Hey, I'll say cut. Hey, I'll say gut. Benach kan to play our kut ka anak ye would say get play you ka would kak ya
Idakat would Dasafena Ada Awak.
I think we got this now.
Kaya Kant Umanuk in Kasang. Play a quay Satin Kasang Sa Play Pleasure Satin.
Everybody? Anybody not yet? Is everybody? Bye-bye break.
I
I know, this is like the fastest it's ever been.
4 hours.
Oh, the next
advance class only takes 5 minutes.
the next portion will be handed out after we come back.
Jeez.
I just know the word Scantron, I forgot about those.
I was saying something gone from long to easy to slightly more stressful and shorter.
That's what.
Okay.
Yeah, that's too much. Yeah.
Forever. Yeah. Celebrating. Yeah, we did.
Like, oh, this means nothing.
No, nothing, but he's like. Appreciation conference. Because I'm like, oh, yeah. We have no, it was just. Every cat. Every cat. He's also the one in the dress.
I wasn't sure that was what you mean.
Yeah, yes. He's in a dress. I favorite those.
Anybody want to be in a promotional photo?
For the UAS? Possibly. You're the male model. There we go. We got one right here. All right, we can get one of all of you guys together. Is that cool? Cool. How's this gonna work? Okay. So, that's tricky. I wonder how we can. All right, maybe we can get you guys over in here. If you guys stand right here, then if you guys stand like right here, I'll pull this one back so you guys class.
Everybody just like tear up my finals.
Great.
Can we get you guys all close with me? This is a wide angle, so you guys all on the side. This one. Wait, let's try this
Extra
one.
close.
Let's try it right here. This one. That's tricky. I want to recreate this.
Yeah.
You guys know how to recreate this grid on this thing?
Oh, yeah.
Can we try that?
Just pull it up right.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. We just trace right over it. Let's get the next 10 minutes. There we go. Perfect.
Those are.
I actually used those yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
Yeah.
What did I do usually? I know that.
I think it's a live. Oh, that's fine. Oh, can you turn it real quick for 1 second? Still love that.
Yeah.
The over the shoulder look.
Yeah.
Out of school. Yeah, I just love it. I've been playing with the
Wait, can we get a couple of you guys doing that? Wait, let's get one more of you writing that, and then maybe just give me one look. Is that cool? While you're spelling right here, there we go, right now. Awesome. That'll be great.
I mean, of course I did that, because I studied this all the time.
That is fabulous. Alright, so now we can probably turn that off and then.
Probably better just to
It's in the wrong place. It's supposed to be up top.
Alright, so group shot. Who wants to get in the photo? Everybody? Alright. We can even get you guys like right here. And then, ooh, there we go. Perfect. Alright, smile. 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh, we gotta get a smiley. Right here in the green. Alright. Hey Mark, you got any jokes? Alright, so we'll get 2 more with the biggest smiles. Like, just think this smile's gonna make it like 10 grand. Alright, 1, 2, 3.
I want a photo.
Alright, awesome. Alright, cool, thank you.
That's it.
Perfect.
Coming back.
We got one really awesome.
We're coming back to.
It's really cool like that, like really graphic. So if we pull this up, you can like good wood right here. That, like just write that and just give me a big old smile. Awesome, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Get one of the guy. They got them.
We had agreements.
Do you use
Agreement though, right?
Or you use fresh paint? Say that was use mostly natural paint?
Yeah, I'm just gonna grab it.
It's kind of cool. There's like a little drop shadow on it or something like that. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much.
You are done.
Yeah, I was born there.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fun. I get nervous. I get nervous. I'm like nervous myself. In such a big city. Not even like scared of anyone necessarily. It's just such a big city.
I've been there twice, and I was like, first time I was in school, I went home for a repatriation.
Okay.
No, I'm good.
I'm done with it.
Yep.
1 week and then you're done.
I will go there and I will visit.
Yeah, I think the same exact way. It's like sensory overload. I mean, you can.
I was supposed to run, and they kept texting me.
And then coming out each side.
It's not like you.
And that
Even then, I was
time.
working
That makes
on
sense.
my presentation. 50%. You want to try it in dinner? Elizabeth, you're coming over.
Yes.
For dinner at my place. You guys have some eggs. You won't be alone. The only guy? Yeah, you won't be the only guy.
Everybody left. All right. And then the time switch.
We will come to order.
All right, guys.
I enjoyed it.
So I want to sort of start to wrap things up for this year. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of open the floor for any closing speeches, remarks, and then I'll go probably last. Gentlemen, take off. You're gonna acknowledge me.
No, I don't think so. His stuff is, oh, yeah.
They go home hungry and yes.
The floor is open.
It's kind of closed right there. And then it opens up again.
Yeah, it looks pretty soft.
It's gonna pull that thing back down. Screen.
Oh, yes, sweet.
Put the game back.
Get the shortest person up here. Oh.
Kind of
I get it.
I think that's a game.
I'm too short to reach it.
I got your gap on. Can anybody else pull out the chair?
First of all, I'd like to say thanks for everybody for just checking on for coming to class and learning. It's very special environment. I'd like to give special thanks to Kenya. She kind of inspired me to work pretty hard on trying to come up with the second edition, which you guys didn't see.
Theoretical second edition.
Exactly. And just, I had a couple things to say. Last week, about a few things I tend to get pretty emotional. And I kind of just blurt stuff out and come right out and say stuff. And I've been told by several elders different versions of this story, but I think the one that I take to the most is, when you come in to speak and you're speaking amongst people, it's like coming into a room with a very long stick. So you got to be very careful. So when you're speaking, so you don't hit people in the room with a stick. And I'm very guilty of coming in thinking I'm a mutant Ninja Turtle. I knock everybody out with a stick. So in that regard, I just wanted to restate a couple things that I had to say. Basically, ANCSA and the Central Council, I believe, are things that were given to all the tribal members. And I think one can take one look at the amount of the tribal members who actually vote and see how many of us actually believe that these organizations belong to us. And I think that's a big issue. And I think that in that you could also see about as many of our tribal members who believe in the language. So I don't think that those two numbers are coincidental. I'd like to say thank you to all the people who believe and are going out there and fighting for what we have. And I would never want to say bad things about those people. Just don't forget that not a whole lot of people out there believe that these things belong to our tribal members. The other thing I'd like to say is, in this battle that we've had of losing our language and fighting for it back, we've had a lot of casualties. There's been a lot of collateral damage. And I think one of the biggest bullet that has struck many of our people are addiction and alcoholism and the things that come from that. That being said, all of us who have been afflicted in some way by this are that collateral damage, and thus we are the wounded warriors of this battle. So I don't think that any of us have a right to look down on anybody who's been afflicted by alcoholism and addiction. I think it's a time for us to hold each other, not look down from them. It's like you're looking down on a wounded soldier. And finally, I'd like to say that, in all the stories that I've heard about Tlingit culture, of our Tlingit culture, there's always an outcast. There's somebody, for some reason, society made an outcast. And from that outcast came a hero. So everybody in this room is a hero because our language was once outcast. And anybody who tries to fight for it, they're heroic because you're becoming that hero like in the stories. And I'd like to warn everybody, be careful of who you make the outcast, because you just might be throwing away the future hero of the world.
Chish, Chish, Asong, Konakoke, Yokatungi. Kudach, Shitzi, Ayaga, Posti. Konakawete, Tlingit, Posti. Achlish, go has Sahwa Arch. the cut Tlingit on in Kach. Hasu would the tish. Alqayu Hatangi Tunachaya. Kegachlitzin. Wushtin, the cut Yuhan. Put away, Khwaik. Yeah, out the gun. Get down. Go with the hand, Hayu Hatangi. Yes. Ya Qanach Wukea. Stuka Hadati. It's just Hoka. Shed the Haney Kav. Utu the Nap Hayu Hatangi. Hayu Hatangi in. Had the Tranki Sani is. As a way a datach tundatani nuch. Had the Tranki Sani. Qanachatu Wasakua Yachiti. Was the cookie day ya. Auch the time. Ya Achitin. Cause the cut you hung. As a way. At least go has sister to us to cook to the knock. Gach to clock. How you hit fungies. Qanach has a hand, Kashkawu. You hate a hit senior Hatangi, Hajis. Ye took a ya. The cut wave. Tessa head wasa. A ye genki. Eka at the cut your Hatangi to the tani to nach ye a nacht. Honach to us a good. Keen Kainach Kawada, you Hatangi. Then it's cheese away, which teenage name. I just want to thank you guys for trying. I invited Audagon, Jonathan Christ Tompkins, to be in our class because of the way that he stood up for us and for our language. And it wasn't just him, we saw so many people standing up for this. There are voices coming across the state. And we do this for our little grandchildren. That's what I think of. How are we going to take what people like Cyril George have been saying to us and make sure that we can deliver it to them? We're going to put it into their ears. So I'm really thankful that you guys are doing this work. I know we take tests, we do other things. That's not the way we measure how you're acquiring language. It's about the way that it flows through your mind, through your body, through your mouths. There'll be some opportunities over the summer to keep talking, to keep listening. We'll stay in touch about different opportunities for language, gatherings, places to listen, places to go and to try and visit with our elders more, try and make those connections. There's a lot of exciting things going on. We always got to remember that nothing replaces hard work. It was a tremendous coordinated effort to try and kill our languages. So it's going to take just as much coordinated effort on our half to bring them back so that they're all over the place. I think I mentioned to a few of you, I thought about this while I was teaching a class, it just fell out of my mouth. The only people who've ever told me to stop speaking Tlingit in public were Tlingit people. So one of our missions as well is to make the Tlingit language just more common. It's just there. And so when you see each other, put Tlingit out there first. It's going to take that conscious effort to do that. Because you can become an understander, you can become someone who can sit and listen to Tlingit and get a good idea of what's going on. Putting that language together, that's why they say, I want to make a little bit of this language, like I'm putting it together in my mind. So we spent a lot of time breaking it into pieces, and I want you to just, I was telling someone just a minute ago, I said, you know it until you have to show it. That's just the way it goes, right? Like all this, yeah, walk around talking to yourself in the shower, in the car, talking to a dog, yeah. Then an elder comes up and he's like, and you struggle, and everything you say just comes out backwards and sideways. That's okay. The important thing to remember is you're going to be the one that was here, that was doing this, and that was not giving up, and it was making yourself look silly. And we all look silly at times when it comes to language. I have some good friends, and we were co-hosting something, and they said, we really love Lance because he stands up and he always speaks Tlingit, even though nobody can understand anything he's trying to say. And it was fun. So I just want you guys to know that I've been there. Everything I say is probably full of all kinds of errors and mistakes and things that could be repaired. But the bottom line is, speaking or you're not speaking. Keep yourself conscious of those times. Find time every single day to get yourself into Tlingit. And it's going to be hard because the world around you is not quite ready. So part of our job as well is to look at that world around us. And somebody was just telling me today, I didn't tell my kids that I loved them enough. My parents didn't tell me. I was 9 years old when I was dropped off in a missionary school. I saw my sisters get raped. I saw my brother get molested. And I hated my parents. And I was able to forgive them right before they died. So we do have to keep in mind that we're wounded. And wounded animals are sometimes very dangerous. So we have to keep that in mind when somebody tells us. My grandpa jokingly says, speak English or go back where you came from. He said, I'm on my way. Oh, I'm there. But you keep that in mind because people are going to get hurt. And I was talking to someone else and brought up some of our relatives, when we switch over to Tlingit, they're going to really feel left out. They feel left out because they didn't grow up with it, and now they're feeling left out now because we're going to try and take it and run with it. So we've got to always find creative solutions to those moments so that we're being inclusive, but we're also remembering sometimes we have to get into that circle, talked to me about this, the theory that if you've got your fluent speakers here, you get your advanced speakers right here, and you protect what's going on. There's an incredible transmission of information. Some of our elders, we're going to get really close to them. Most of our speakers are over 80 years old, and then we're going to lose them. You are the bridge between what they want to communicate to the world and their ability to do that. No one else in the world is going to be able to understand the things that they're trying to say. You have to see that it's right there. Even you might feel like, boy, I only went this far. But that's because you're looking at it from, you're in the airplane. If you came down on the ground, you'd see that you've just come mind. Comprehension, speech, putting things together. So I just want to thank you guys for the semester, year. Tlingit Haida's building a language program. We're going to see some things happen from that. We've got, the governor's going to sign a bill pretty soon. We got Saturdays, afternoons, after Auntie's house, we're going to start having community language lessons and time for Tlingit. And we'll just keep in touch with other opportunities that come around. But let's give Jonathan a hand. He leaves town tomorrow. Floor's open again. Wide open.
I don't like to be behind or people behind me. I just really wish to thank everyone here for your time with me this year. It's been very rewarding. When I first came here, I left the family at home, my husband at home, and the tears shed on the shores. And my son-in-law, I kind of explained that to him, I'm having a hard time being here. And he said to me that, you know, anything worthwhile doing, Louise, is painful. So for me, it's not painful because you guys have filled a gap. Although I miss my family, my husband, especially my granddaughter. I can't talk to her, she cries. And you need to come home. But more importantly, I wish to thank the Taku River Tlingit First Nation for sending me here. They have the confidence. Hopefully I can live up to their expectations and bring the language back home. And it's been really, really wonderful to be with all of you. You've contributed in every way to my well-being here. I wish to thank Mr. Tompkins, Chris Tompkins, for fighting for us. I am 40 years older than you, and you're so young. Fighting for our languages. I really wish to thank you for that, because I am one of the survivors who had it taken from me at a young age. And, so I will be back this September. So like I said, given me more to realize, thirst to learn more. So I have to come back. And if I can get my husband to come back with me, all the better. Thank you very much.
You gotta stand up and say. Are you gonna stand?
First, I want to thank each and every one of you for causing me to look forward to Tuesday and Thursday nights. It's been a real pleasure. Each and every one of you speak better Tlingit than I do. In fact, you speak better Tlingit than more than 99% of all the Tlingit society. That's remarkable. There are what, 200 Tlingit speakers? And there's more than 20,000 Tlingit alive in this world, you know. And it just really makes me pleased to be associated with you, to be able to share these 2 evenings a week and just be a part of it. Because, gosh, if I had the knowledge that you did, and you would think I would be riding the highest wave. I'm really proud of you. It just gets me right here. All of you have a Tlingit heart. Some of you just don't have the blood to go with it. But we have the same feelings that we all have. And so I would like to also apologize, because I really wanted to get you all named, because I think that you're a great part of our people, our culture. And to acknowledge that by having you officially become part of our tribe, and have a name to go with it. and the legacy and the history. It's something that was important to me, and I failed you. I apologize. But that doesn't mean I quit. So keep working on it. And, I love each and every one of you. The bottom of my heart, I just really feel a connection every time I see your face, every time I hear you talk. And these classes actually help me, because when I'm reading your stories, I was actually getting the gist of what you were saying. And to me, that's for me, that's a big accomplishment, because, you know, what they say about old dogs, they teach you new tricks. But I want to thank you, and I too, I'll be here next September. We'll sneak in as long as I can sneak in.
No open door policy.
I'll be wearing cuffs. So once again, thank you. Thank you for being the person. Jonathan, Jesus, you know, Jonathan and I work on suicide prevention. It's a heartbreaking job, but we give it our best. And we have disappointments, we have victories, we have people that say, you know, if it wasn't for the things that you put out, you wouldn't be here. And it's times like that. Save one person from suicide, it's an accomplishment. And you save many lives, especially with the young people. And then you save future leaders, you save future children, grandchildren. I asked Kune last year if I could come and talk about, spend some time talking about suicide, but I didn't get that chance. I just want you to know that times when depression sets in, it's a difficult time. If that happens to you, so say, am I not able to fix your problem, but by golly, I'll understand. And it's something that affects all of our people, all the natives of Alaska. Heartbreaking. Once again, well, thank you for this past semester, and we appreciate all of it.
Cheers.
So, I think this summer, I'm going to be trapped in Juneau. And I think linguistics is going to eat me alive with that and stuff. So, I'd like to set up maybe weekly, maybe even bi-weekly study thing, kind of like what we're doing in here. I mean, in Fantasyland, there'd be maybe people from the community for new coming in who we could, you know, maybe be flexible with to do some primer stuff. I know we all need it. But I was also thinking, you know, we can do what we've been doing in here, maybe but we're a little bit more advanced and like sit down with the stories, go through them, find the root and the verb, to just keep doing that. So I'll send an email out and maybe I'll see what the library schedule's like. I would recommend if anyone can't go to that, I'll email everybody. You know, That's one thing I think we've learned this semester. It's not time for a vacation. Language.
I'd like to thank everybody for being so patient with me while I attempt to learn. I'm in a habit of doing a self-assessment of my learning progress, and when I look back at where I started, I knew my grandparents on my mother's side and my father's side. Did not know their parents. Now I go back to my great grandparents on both sides. I know their cricket names and I know the clan houses they come from. So to me, that's a huge step forward, much greater than I thought it was. Until I sat down and do an assessment last week. I've tried twice now in public to use our quick language. The first time actually worked pretty well. And I thought I could do this. The second time did not work quite so well. After I couldn't complete the short speech that I worked on for hours, I left the front of the gathering. I was going to just go home, and I kind of figured this isn't for me. I'm not the right person for this. And as I began to interact with elders who were in attendance, I didn't get the reaction that I expected. I didn't get any criticism from any of them. They were encouraged that I made the attempt. They didn't care that I wasn't able to complete what I started. If I didn't want to complete it, I would have left after I got to the middle part of my speech. What I presented actually was opening remarks and closing remarks, and nothing in between. No one actually let me recognize that mistake. And I'm thankful that I can come back here and continue learning with you. I'm going to be back next fall in language classes, advanced cooking language, linguistics, and geometric French again. I'm hoping to continue my growth. It's a safe place to do it, and I appreciate each and every one of you.
Take me away and caution to hard. I like your old man's coffee.
Graham.
Every time I talk to you guys, I just really appreciate it to have this much support, because really learning this language takes a ton of support. And I hope that we can all get together this summer and just keep it huge.
Anything you want to say?
I'm not sure what to say really. This has been a really powerful learning experience for me. I think where I was with the language when I met you last summer, Kune, and kind of where I am now, and it's just pretty much unbelievable to me that this language is starting to make sense, and that I'm starting to feel comfortable speaking the language. And so I guess I'd just like to thank everybody in that room, everybody, because you've made it like somebody else was saying there. I really look forward to Tuesday and Thursday nights. You've made it really a great experience for me. So, and I guess one of the issues for me is how do I keep this going from here? But luckily, Louise is coming back, so I guess I'll bother her a little bit. I like the way your hair looks long in that story, Louise. Those ponytails, I thought, eh? But and Millie is coming back, so hopefully we've got a group for the summer, anyways, that we can keep this going. But thank you to everybody.
Okay. Well, now speech get to us. I was serious.
She's cut you on, yeah, thing. To get you a tongue, I don't like talking with you. Yeah, to get you a tongue, to you too. Yikakuya Aktu Panach Yikatini Katu Yika Akji. Yeah, I get you a Tandi Atiti Aktu Yikatanich. Oh, yeah, Kekat. When the Wadia were just plainach at Hargut. Adusa in Ashkukhasiat Yahayu Katandi just Achlich Uhas Kafaka Ish as to in Led Chitapi Yaidat Koam Kleinach Yekhadu Actually Keshye Never did I, 10 years ago, 16 years ago, when I started down this road, I never dreamed. I knew it was going to be a struggle. And I used to reprimand myself. You know that movie, The Storm? I know I've said this before. You know when that boat was going up that wave and it just looked like a whole thing? In fact, it was. And I sat there and that fear that would grip me, and I sat there and I told my family, that's exactly how I feel being involved with Tlingit language. That feeling. And I don't feel that anymore. I feel like we've made it. There's still big waves. But you know what? I'm not alone on that. And when I hear you guys, it's just like you guys put a nice blanket on me. Keep it up. And make that contact in your communities when you go home. Keep spreading it. Even if you make mistakes, it's okay. And we try to help the elders to allow you to make mistakes. We allowed our little babies. I just had an elder up there too, sharing with the students. It's okay to make mistakes. We too made mistakes when we were beginning.
Anyone else? Third-year students, perhaps?
Big speech, yeah.
Speech claim. Nope. It's chance. Going once. I think I heard that again.
Yeah, good.
Yay.
Who's our next speaker?
Oh.
I didn't realize till this afternoon was with the last.
Yeah. Theme song? Every time he speaks.
I would encourage you to keep talking to each other over the summer and just don't go on vacation. Whenever you see each other, try to talk.
You mentioned something earlier, and that made me think of a man that lived on the Navajo reservation for about 23 years. He would go out for walks and talk to everything, talk to the flowers, talk to the birds. Very, that's how he said, that's how he kept Tlingit in his mind. I had good intentions to turn off our internet, our phones, get rid of the kids' phones. They were panicking. Because I was trying to find 2 fluent speakers to live in the house all summer. And that's all I wanted to hear. Only found one person who said he would do it, and that was Cyril. So I gave up on that, I guess. As soon as I said that, I forgot the rest of the thing I was going to say. He was always willing to share. I had lots of notepads with notes I took of him talking, according to him. I think my favorite thing of him was, I ever tell you the migration story? I forgot his hearing aid. I told the kids, I said, no matter how many times he tells you that story, never say you already heard it. Right. That's the way you're going to learn is by repetition. So, don't quit talking to each other. I've only made it here 3 times, but I just like to sit here and listen. And you're doing good.
I want to acknowledge Coach Shai Khan. He's a silent guide in a lot of things that go on with Tlingit. He prefers to sit towards the back and just really help guide things along. But it's some real old world knowledge that comes through. And I just appreciate it as I go forward. I'm just a learner. That's all I am, is just a learner. And one thing that we learned, if you guys think about what you're doing here, and what Marcia Planeoti talked about, we went about 40 years where not a single person learned Tlingit. That's enough to kill it. And now we're turning that corner and building. Even though, sometimes you're just like, what am I doing? How come it's not getting me? But it's guidance from Planeoti, Coach Shai, others who correct us, say, oh yeah, well this term is used differently in these cases. And it really helps us stay connected. The complexity of Tlingit never fails to amaze me. I once read of a missionary who came to Alaska a long time ago. She was among the Tlingit for 2 weeks. She wrote back, she said, we gotta do away with their language. Can't handle complex concepts. Sometimes if I think, if I have one wish, I'd probably waste it on that woman. So I could resurrect her and sit her in this classroom and run her through some Tlingit verb charts and other things like that. But there's going to be opportunities to, we did this last year, I think we did the year before. Hey, let's do this, let's do that. So right now I'm working with Hasang, Audagan, Chaye-ish, Planeoti, and we're going to we'll set something up. Give me about a week or so and we'll figure something out. We might do it just on a Tuesday or Thursday night. We sort of try and stay in the rhythm. And then the big thing is, don't let it hinge on one person. Come up with something that's dynamic and that nobody quits on. Even if it gets down to 3 people, then you start bothering each other. Just bother each other. Get in each other's business. What are you doing? Watching Netflix for 4 days in a row. Don't click it on Netflix. Netflix. So I'm going to turn it back over to Planeoti for something, and then wrap it up. Galen,
Good luck. I want to give a recognition to somebody that I've watched grow and also has helped us out tremendously. We just want to recognize young lady. And Corey is supposed to be here with me. I told him I'd use his name too.
It's going great.
Sorry, but he has a final tonight. So, if Heather would come join me, I need Eagle.
Right next to you.
There. We give our students class names, we let them pick what they want. I know Lance, and she started off with Lance. She came into my class, but I've observed her being there with us with Chief, and it was an inspiration to see you guys at those hearings. All of you guys with Chief. And if you couldn't make it, I know you encouraged others. You were there. Thank you very much. And Corey and I would just like to show our appreciation by just bringing you in. And this is kind of what we teach. If you all would just join hands.
Donna, I think that we take that.
It's Donna.
Whiskey at the. Did we get 10?
Donna.
Okay.
And
Join her.
but we can't join hers yet. This is what adoption means. In our Tlingit way, it's they're standing out there. And we have that interconnection that has been there for centuries. And when we say adoption, a toot June, which means we take them and we bring them in. That's what it means. They have stood there with us. And I really like the name she chose, her classroom name, Ida. I learned from it. And she's bashful.
Are you cooking?
Don't see her, but yet when the time comes, and it means fossils. I just learned that. I didn't know. And when things get moving, she shines. And it's so appropriate for Ms. Chief. So I'm going to ask Ida. We each have a different way. Ida.
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 Ida. Merci. Again.
Trustee Connie, did you pick?
Who?
Wait, Connie.
Where? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with that. You. We're good, no. I'm you, but giving it to you.
You'll remember her name.
Yes. So she'll be in the Donna Katie, she'll be with us to support the plan and be there with, it's not just Banach Katie, it's Banach Adi and how maybe down the other way or Ishkitan.
Oh.
And to be there. So, she's
Do it all over.
Is it on video?
Yeah.
Now you're not on video.
So to wrap this thing up, we recognize those who stand with us, who are committed to living this language. I think as Tlingit people, we also have work to do with making sure all of our people have names. I think a long time ago, it wasn't so hard to name people. For some reason, it's become really difficult. I've got my theories about that. But in our language, I think it's harder to just break people up. I think we've learned through these different policies to be measuring blood quantum and all these other things. What we're pushing for is a unified purpose, which is to just hear Tlingit all over the place, and to speak it. I was sitting with an elder who was my grandfather's people, Dr. Lady. She was in her final days, and she had switched. All she wanted to speak was Tlingit. They were calling for people to come and just sit next to her. And so we came and we just talked. And it was amazing because someone in her family could translate everything we were saying. So don't keep pushing yourself so that you don't become the passive understander. That's a step. We got to unlock those floodgates so that language can just go. This is your thing. And when I got done talking to her, she said, now I know I'm not alone. That's what we're pushing for, is to get this so it's not such, we don't feel like we're up against that wave. We're just surfing. We're just having fun. The jokes in Tlingit are so fun. The stories are so fun. I'm going to make new dumb jokes all summer for you guys. There's a language conference in Yakutat. You guys can make it. At some point, I'll be teaching probably in Cartcross this summer. I'll keep you guys informed. Be the group. Come up with ideas. Come up with things that you can do on your own. Invite everybody there. And let's just make it so that, oh, there's some other language. Oh, here's some other language thing. There's something going on all the time. Because we gotta become that group. And don't forget our fluent speakers. There's more here in Juneau than anywhere else in the entire world. So, Benefichish, Yigoayachwan, Eshuchayayachan.
I remember what I was going to say.
What's that?
I remember what I was going to say.
Okay. Figured if I talk long enough,
What inspired me to do that with two speakers was Vida Davis, and I asked her when she came to Southeast. She talked about me coming to Juneau and then getting on the steamer at Sitka, walking into this house, seeing a big man take her by the hand, and then taking over to the little old woman. She said she spoke nothing but Tlingit to her, and she said in 4 months she was speaking fluently. That's all that woman spoke to me. I was going to attempt to do that. It didn't work. But I haven't given up.
Yep. Sheesh. Oh, sorry. Do you want to make a big speech for us, perhaps? We're sort of closing up our class.
He was upstairs with us.
Okay.
Him and his wife. This is, those of you that don't know, this is Ben Jackson. He's from Kay. And his wife, Chris. And Chris and him have been working with the Mentor Apprentice program. And Chris is a dormant speaker. We're delighted to have him involved with this.
Sheesh, hat die Eye. Yes. Okay. Sheesh. Kecha. Yes.
I have to thank all of you for the last 2 years. I've had a very difficult road during these 2 years. But I found great strength just in the language alone. I apologize for my dumb jokes. But seeing you guys smile makes me smile and helps me carry forward through those rough times. So, it's not just the language, it's the people as well. Thank you.
So we'll close on this. This is it. That's the last thing. We're sitting there in the halls of the Capitol, and there are all these Deishitan there, clogging up the hallway. So you guys are always just damning everything. And it just came to me, another good, it was probably terrible, dumb joke. What's up, Ayakanuchu? It's a gay. Damn it. That's it. Done. Gonna cheese.